everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be my first foundation review. I have been wanting to do these for so long, but I don't know, like I just feel like I wasn't really good with describing foundations and like describing the textures and how long the longevity and stuff like that. I just basically wanted to have like a complete list of things that I can check off to tell you guys of what I like about them. So yes, this is going to be my first one, and it is going to be on the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Foundation. Now this has been out for a hot minute already. I want to say like beginning of July it came out online. So it was like sold out completely online for a good minute, and then it slowly started showing up in stores. I got mine at Walmart. I know they had this at CVS and Walgreens. No, I'm kidding. I got mine at CVS, but I saw that they had it at Walmart and stuff like that. I want to say yes. I took a little while to upload this and to film this just because I got the wrong color initially. So I had originally got 204 and I am now 203. This isn't the perfect match for me, as you will see, but I think it's okay basically. As you will know, or look at the complete range, this is so pink. Like their entire range of foundations are so pink undertone based, and I am clearly not that pink, but I tried getting 204, which looked a teeny bit more on the yellow side, but it was a lot more tan than what I am, so it didn't really work out for me. So 203 is okay. I think the tanner that I got over the summer, the more it matched me, but I'm pretty sure this isn't going to be my color in winter. But anyways, let's just get on with the foundation review and demo. Okay, so to apply this, I am going to use a beauty blender. I have tried applying this with a flat top kabuki brush, a beauty blender, and then also something like the Morphe M439, which is more of a dense bristled brush. And I prefer the beauty blender just because I feel like it helps me get an even application on my whole entire face. And with this foundation, I like to work in sections, so I just start by pressing it into the skin. You guys all know how to use a beauty blender, but this foundation does dry quite fast. What I have noticed, which is kind of weird, is that when I first apply it, it like clings on to that one spot that I first pressed down on, and it kind of just is hard to blend in that area. So I don't know if you guys can tell, it's not the most perfect match for me, but it isn't horrible. It's a lot tanner than I normally am, but I kind of like it. It definitely makes me look a little bit more bronzed, a little bit more Hispanic. Of course, with the beauty blender, it does suck up a little bit extra product than you normally would use with a brush, but like I said, I don't mind it because it does give me a better even application. I would definitely say this foundation is a medium to full coverage. I've tried layering this foundation twice, using 2 layers, but I think anything over 2 layers is going to look extremely cakey. I don't think this foundation is meant to be a full coverage foundation. It says, yeah, it says like it's medium foundation. I don't know. I've seen girls trying to layer foundations that aren't meant to be full coverage, and that's when you get super, I don't know why I'm so red right here. That's when you get super patchy and blotchy and just super uneven because the foundation is not meant to have that many layers on itself. I don't know if you guys can see, pretty far, but there's like these like little, I don't know, like these little patches that just cling onto it or onto my skin when I apply it. It's so weird. So this is actually my 6th time putting it on my face. Now, the first time I wore this, I just think because I wasn't used to being this tan, it just was a little uncomfortable for me because of the color. So I kind of just had a bad taste in my mouth about the foundation. But overall, I think that the first and second time I wore this, I wore it for a good, I want to say like 6 to 7 hours. The third time I wore it, I want to say I wore it for about 10 hours. And then the fourth time I wore this, I actually slept in it because I went out with this foundation on. Don't ever do that. That's not a good thing to do. I just totally didn't have the energy to take off my makeup. Anyways, I'm gonna zoom in so you guys can see. I'm just trying to go over like little areas that I think need extra coverage. I think that's totally okay with this foundation to do. But like I said, I don't think layering this foundation would look good. Now, the claims of this foundation, before I zoom you in, it says that it's a radiant finish, a 24-hour wear, a medium coverage, and an air-light texture. So it definitely feels very light on the skin. It doesn't feel cakey, heavy, or anything like that. The actual feeling of it on my skin doesn't feel that heavy. And as you guys can see, I actually did put quite a lot so you guys can tell for the video. It definitely dries down to... Wow, that's actually quite... It feels matte, but it doesn't look matte. It definitely doesn't look as matte as the Pro Matte Infallible. That one is really hard for me to wear because, like I said, my skin is more on the drier side and it just totally clings to all the dry patches on my face. My face hasn't been as dry in this summer because I've been a little bit more oily, producing more oils because of the sun and sweat and all that stuff. So it's actually been a pretty good skin month and summer for me. But other than that, I don't know. I'm really amazed at how light it feels and like how untacky it feels. Normally, very radiant and dewy foundations aren't very, they feel very tacky and like you can feel them with your fingers. This one is just, you can't really tell. It just dries down. I feel like this foundation would work really good for girls that have not super dry skin, but like more on the drier side to combination skin. If you have super dry skin, I still think this would be a little bit uncomfortable on you. It might feel like you're wearing a mask, but on me, I think I like it a lot. And if you're looking for a super full coverage foundation, I probably wouldn't get this. I would try to find, or I would try the Infallible Pro Matte first. Okay, so here is the Pro Glow, and then I have two shades in the Pro Matte. So I believe each different foundation, the Pro Glow and the Pro Matte, have 12 shades each. They are very different though. So if you are looking to get your same shade from the Pro Matte and the Pro Glow, it's completely different. That's what I tried doing, but it was not the same. So keep that in mind. Like I said, they both have 12. The Pro Glow is like completely pink undertone base, as I said previously, but the Pro Matte does have some more olive to yellow undertones versus the Pro Glow. Now, honestly, because I'm more dry, I really do prefer the Pro Glow over the Pro Matte, but I mean, that's just personal preference. I think if you're looking for a little bit more coverage, and if obviously you're a little bit more oilier on the side, then I would definitely go with the Pro Matte. This one, the Pro Glow, I want to say retails for, the cheapest I've seen has been about $10.97, I want to say, at Walmart. I think what I paid at CVS, only because it's CVS because it's so expensive, I think with tax it came out over $13, so that is kind of high for a drugstore foundation, but I honestly really, really like this foundation. The only thing I just hate about it is this shade range. I wish I could find a shade that is completely my color, but I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully they do some shade extensions to their range. I mean, I think it really is a good price point for the foundation that you get, and it's the standard 1 fluid ounce, so that's basically the same. I like the packaging too because it's really sleek and simple. It's really easy to travel with, and it's a squeeze tube, which I always like just because it's a lot easier to apply to the back of your hand or like a petri dish, or even just directly onto your brush or beauty blender. I really like it. So just before I zoom in really fast, I wanted to cover the longevity point of my checklist. Like I said before, I've tried this up to an entire night wearing it. The next morning that I woke up, it still was intact. It obviously looked a lot greasier and a lot oilier because we sweat when we sleep, but I still like the way it looked. I definitely wouldn't say like it was perfect and I can go out in public and wear the same foundation. But I definitely think it did last quite a bit of time. As opposed to my other foundations that I have, I really do think it lasts quite a while. I don't think, honestly, that it is considered a dewy foundation. I really wouldn't say that. I don't think it is as dewy as, let's say, like the Becca Aqua Luminous. That one is super dewy. Or the Lumi foundation, also from the drugstore. Those two are just extremely dewy, extremely good for dry skin. This is more of a natural finish. Honestly, it just doesn't look that dewy to me though, but I think that's why I like it, because even though I have dry skin, I don't like overly aqua luminous, you know, looking skin, like that wet look. I just don't really like that if I'm going to go out, because I just feel like constantly when I look in the mirror or I take a flash photo that it just looks like my skin is sweating. I don't really like that. I like that for, you know, average days or when I'm going to the beach or the pool or something. So I'm gonna zoom in right now for you guys to see, and then after that I'm going to show you guys with a full face done. So this is how it looks with no other makeup on besides my brows, obviously. I haven't set it. I'll talk about that after my full face is done. But yeah, like I said, it is very natural. I think it just looks so natural and really nice. Because it is long wearing, I think it can't be that dewy, because then it wouldn't last that long. So that's kind of my opinion on that. But other than that, I actually really like it. So I'm gonna finish my full face and then I'll be back so you guys can see what I set it with and everything, and I'll talk about that. So I'll be back. Okay guys, so I finished my eyes and I'm going to put on my concealer now, and then after that I'm gonna powder up and stuff. So for concealer today, I'm just going to be using my regular Maybelline Age Rewind. This is an oldie but goodie. I know this works. The only reason I'm using this is because it's a little bit more pink toned than all the other concealers I have. So I know it'll match a little bit better. Because I know it'll match a little bit better with the foundation being a little bit more on the pink side. So again, I'm just going to go in with my Beauty Blender. This concealer, literally, I know it's not really, this video isn't about concealers, but if you guys haven't tried this, please try it. It's such good coverage, and if you can tell, it blends out like a freaking dream. Okay, so, to set my concealer, I'm going to be using my trusty RCMA No Color Powder. Okay, so regarding this foundation, I have set it all over before, and then another time I've only set certain areas, and then another time I haven't set it at all. So with this foundation, because it does set pretty quickly, even though it doesn't set to a matte finish, I still think that because it's so thin, you really don't need to set your whole entire face. The only areas that I set are the areas that I go over with contour, highlight, and blush, only because my contour skin tends to be a little bit patchy and skips a lot of the times if I don't set that area. So I prefer to set only that area, but then leave everything else pretty bare. Because I feel like, again, with this foundation, because it sets so quickly, it starts to look cakey fast if you try to build on it too much. So after I set my eyes, I just go back over with my little duo fiber brush, and then I'll take a little bit more of the No Color powder, and I'll just lightly dust it on my cheeks, just right here. Okay guys, so I have my final complete face on. That sounds funny, but it's true. Let's see. I'm gonna try to tell you guys. It still feels the same. It honestly kind of feels a little bit heavier than when I first put it on, but literally not by almost anything, just a little bit. The finish is a little, when I touch it, it's a little powdery. It's already kind of creasing in my fine line, but honestly, I expect every foundation to do that. The day I find a foundation that doesn't crease in my lines is going to be like my absolute holy grail, but I just have a problem always doing that, or foundations always doing that to me. But overall, for the price, I would definitely give this foundation an A-, and the only reason I don't give it an A+ is because of the shade range. Again, I don't know, I know it's not really the foundation's fault, but that's more on L'Oreal's. But yeah, like I said, I definitely would recommend this highly to someone who is not super dry but more on the dry side to combination skin. I'm not sure how much this would look that great on an oily skin person. I think it definitely would look a little bit more dewy, but then again, I'm not sure. I'm not oily, I wouldn't know. But if I ever do try this on an oily client, then I will definitely let you guys know. A quick tutorial for my eye look will be up on my channel very soon. If it's not already, I'm not sure which video is going to go up first. But I really like the way it turned out, but that's not what this video is about. Anyways, like I said, I gave this foundation an A-. I definitely highly recommend you guys go try this. I'm sorry I don't have more shades to show you guys swatches of the different colors, but I'm sure there's a video and pictures on the internet with that information. That's the only downside about drugstore foundations, at least in the US, that I know we can't try them on in store and we can't see the colors. I'm sure you can return and exchange at most stores though. So again, I hope you guys liked this video and I hope you guys found this review at least a little bit helpful. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!